Let's talk about life, the ups and downs it throws at us, while we pick ourselves up and learn to move forward, along with a little bit of sports and everyday talk added in. Let's dive deep. All right, how's it going? Got a guest, my first guest, my wife, Tara. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
So, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Mom of 4 crazy psycho kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, stay-at-home mom. Kind of, pretty much that's it.
Yeah. Anything you like to do for fun? Any activities? Any hobbies? We were just sitting here watching you and your Poppy and Petunia. Your little your TikTok that you follow for they were cute little baby cows, mini cows, and now they're getting to be just fat looking, not cute cows.
Leave Pumpkin and Posy alone.
Are they going to have another cute set coming soon?
No.
No, you're not going to end up, if they do have a kid, you're not going to switch up and be like, Poppy and Petunia cups are coming. Oh, hey, here's the next set.
No. I'm already plotting my Posy and Pumpkin cup. You do know that, right?
Is that the new set of baby ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what's this one?
Posy and Pumpkin.
Okay, so they're sticking with the peas.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, and then what's the next one going to be like?
I have
Peaches and pears?
Maybe. I don't know.
So, what else do you like to keep your eye on? I know you're not into sports. You're not a sports
Lord,
talker.
no.
You never joined me for any Bears
No.
conversation or Bulls or Blackhawks.
Why would
Unless we were going to go back in time and talk about Ben Eager.
Yeah, that's true. He was the hall pass.
Yeah. Remember we got to go to that game, sat behind the penalty box, and he was, a foot from you, and you had this look on your face like, I want to jump the glass.
No. He got harassed by the teammates.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was Dave Bowman was like giving him the elbow, like, "Hey, look!" And you're like, "I'll switch my jersey for yours." And he looked all like embarrassed, like, "Oh, people are actually like me. I'm used to nobody liking me out here."
And then remember we went behind the United Center,
Waiting for them to all drop out.
And legit, he pulled away before I could get.
Yeah, they're like Taves came out and everyone huddled around his car, and then Eager came like behind that one, took the quick little
Yeah,
right out.
I'm thinking he just didn't like me.
I think it's because he's not used to getting fans. He's not going to sit behind traffic and be like, "Oh, I'm next." Taves gives the autographs. Seabrook gives the autographs. Keith Kane. Eager's like, all right, well, nobody's going to give a shit about getting my autograph. He's just like, he just wants to get home or go to the bar or whatever he does. Because it's not like he had much of a career after that. I mean,
Yeah, no.
he did that. That was the one game we went to for that, but that's when he was on.
No, because didn't he play for the Hogs or something like that?
I think he went down to Rockford for a little bit, but then he went to. That was at the end. Because after the Hawks, he did the stint with the Sharks, and that's the game we went to.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we went to that game, because he was on the Sharks at the time.
Yep, in the penalty box.
And he ended up in the penalty box. But yeah, when we went to another game and actually just got down before the game, that's when you had another sign type thing. But this time you actually, we sat behind the visitor's penalty box for the reason, hopefully he gets a penalty. And it was like mid-third period when he finally got one. And you're like, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the hall pass back then.
Yeah. So other than that, that was quite a while ago. No sports usually get talked about. And even when the Hawks would play, you would like come up with reasons to not watch them. I'm bad luck. It's like,
No, I was bad luck.
so you still bad luck? Because now you don't watch them and they've been sucking for a while, so.
Do you remember? I told you, every time you would put them on and I would step into the room, they would do bad. So if I wasn't in said room, they would do well. So I just opted just to not watch it.
Yeah, those were fun times.
That I think was chili. Wasn't it like chili tot night?
Yeah, you do chili tots. You'd end up just like, okay, I'm going to go cook stuff. Like, all right, I'll just sit here and fucking get fatty watching the Blackhawks. Works for me.
Oh no! Wasn't it the the taco? Was it chili cheese dip?
You did the chili cheese dip, yeah. That was in like the glass pan you'd do, and you put the Velveeta, the
Hormel
chili,
chili.
the Hormel chili.
You
And,
liked that?
Yeah, that was definitely tasty.
Yeah, I make him fat, folks. I feed him well.
And you'd make that also on Sundays for Bears games back then.
Yeah, he this man eats well. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, I got pretty hefty. I was for a while in a competition, I think, to be the next Santa Claus. I've gone prematurely gray, so if I grow my hair back out or don't color my beard, I definitely start getting really gray. And I actually at the gym yesterday had a young kid come up to me and give me a compliment about, keep it at it, you humble me with, being here, your age, what you can still do with the weights and stuff. And he about to ask me, how old are you? And I asked him first, how old do you think I am? And the look on his face was like, oh shit, I don't want to say something too high and offend him. He's like, I like 40. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll be 40 this year. Like, God damn it. He's trying to be nice to me. I definitely still look old goddamn gray hair.
Yeah, I don't have that problem, honey.
No. But at least I'm not so fat no more. I'm at least in a better position. Still grayer than shit and now bald. Because if I grow any hair out, it definitely looks terrible. So I got to stay clean shaven and color my beard. Remember last year I colored it too much and it looked like awkwardly dark brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked pretty dumb there.
That was bad.
Or was that at the beginning of this year?
No.
I think that was the beginning of this year.
Nope.
Yeah, because we visited.
Last year visited.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, this year we traveled already. This year, yeah, towards what was that, like April or May of 23.
It wasn't that bad.
Even though at work Nikki was like, making fun of it, like, God damn it, I look stupid. I'm gonna just color it gray now.
Did I buy you that box?
Yeah, but I did it too many times.
Oh,
I did it on one day, and it was like, I didn't do enough of it. And then the second coat, like 2 days later, just overdid it somehow. And it just was like, okay, super dark. It was so much darker than the color of the light brown. It almost was like a dark brown. I was like, how the fuck did this just happen? Man, I look stupid. But good thing I'm gray, and it came like 2 weeks later, I looked back to being my normal old-looking self.
No, but you get like one patch like that's like
on my right where my jawbone is.
Yeah.
Or the outside jawbone. Yeah, that's really, and it goes up towards the sideburns.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chin and neck pretty much stay.
Yeah.
And then it's weird, like my mustache area, and then right under my lip is always like a light brown. Yeah, good old beard problems. So, yeah, that's kind of strange how I get that light color mustache into the soul patch, and then it's like a deep dark brown in my cheeks and my neck beard. I grow crazy neck beard. Yeah.
This is true.
I wish I grew a really good cheek beard. I definitely don't grow a good cheek beard.
I like you like this. I don't think it looked good any other way.
Well, it's way better than the goatee.
The
goatee I had for 10 years, and you never told me how stupid it looked.
I never said it was stupid.
I look at the old pictures, and it's like, holy fat face. At least this makes my face shape better. Mm. That goatee did not work well for me. That was not a good look. Mm. Yeah, but speaking of not good looks, me being a pain in the ass. Mm. That's never a good look, is it?
No.
How often is that?
Which one you want to talk about? I react poorly?
Well, I don't overreact.
No.
I just react poorly.
No, that never worked in your favor. Ever.
No. See, but that's the thing, because if I was able to control this and be much better at that, and have that under wraps, if I didn't have the attitude issue where you look at me and you're like, oh, he looks pissed. Oh, he looks like he's unhappy. What's going to go on? If I didn't have the bad temper situation that you can easily just throw the towel in and be like, yep, I'm out of this game, you'd have no leg to stand on with me. If I had the temper under control, I enjoy sweeping. When I'm in the kitchen, it doesn't bother me sweeping and cleaning up. I do the dishes where you get upset at me at times. You're like, I will do it. I mean, outside of the temper, I'm not bad. What other shitty flaw would I have then? Go ahead. Outside
Would we like to talk about Christmas? Not Christmas, birthday gifts?
Oh, birthday. I mean, come on. Don't fault me from 11 years ago.
No. You cannot. That is something you can never live down. I do not care. It was my first birthday.
Was it married or being a mom?
No, it was being a mom and married. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this big old grandiose gift because I just gave him a baby and this baby's been a nightmare and all this other stuff. And he comes home.
It was a Saturday. Drove home from work because I worked the Saturday shift, 7 to 3 on Saturdays. And stop off at CVS to grab you a couple cards because you know how I like to plan ahead.
Never.
to get you your
Here's me. No. Here's me. Here's me in the card aisle. I will sit down with my butt on the cold floor, picking out cards, reading every card, going through it. I will spend 45 minutes to find you the perfect card, whether it be funny or sweet or whatever. And here's you, the day of. Yeah, this one will work. Okay.
Yeah, 3 minutes from the house. Like, oh yeah, I got to get her a card. I forgot to get a card. But see, here's where the story turns.
See, but I will have your card for like a week prior to the event. Yeah.
Yeah. See, because you're a good gift giver. I'm a bad gift receiver.
No, you just need to listen to what I say. There's a difference. And Amazon, how many times do I heart things in the Amazon account? And
I don't look at Amazon.
Well, I do that specifically for you, duh.
I don't know this. I know you've brought it up before, but I don't know which one you said it's in.
See, you just said it. I just brought it up before.
You brought it up before, but there's like 14 lists. I don't know which list is which.
Oh, my God. It does not take a rocket scientist to sit there and figure out, oh, my wife hearted this sweater. It's the exact size, shape, color. Oh, wait, my wife highlighted this baking equipment. She must want this.
What did you get for Christmas?
Cans that I wanted.
Okay,
But we knew why.
Good?
But the reason...
It only took 13 years of marriage to get a good Christmas. Actually, that's the second good Christmas.
Yeah.
I got you earrings the one year.
Yeah, you
the
did.
exact ones you actually said you wanted.
I did. You did.
So I'm 2 for 13. I mean, could be
That's
worse.
a what percentage?
It's not a good one. I mean, 2 for 12 is what, 1 for 6, a little worse. I don't know, like 14%. Yeah. So we got that, and then I also got you the tins for the banana bread this year. You got an reverse osmosis thing.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
You know, I was going to actually get you that one, but you were able to find it to where I had to pick it up and like...
Yeah, like I got it for like
well,
half
I know
off.
that half off, but it's like I wanted to actually do that one on my own and actually buy that for you, and you were able to find it to where it's like, oh, super. I actually had a gift that I was going to be able to get you that you wanted, and I just went and picked it up because you held the person.
See, but there's the other thing too. What do I like besides? I mean, there are 3 things that I do a month that like could easily be a gift card, a gift certificate, any number of said things.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Girls, Blue Bloods, and Sex and the City.
No.
Oh yeah. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Wipe on, wipe off for your nails.
Yeah.
And foot scrub on, scrub off.
Yeah.
And your hair on, hair off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I pay that much attention to know those things and still do nothing about it. Yeah. But back to said present. Stop at CVS, grab a couple cards. I grabbed 2 of them, one to hand you as I walked in. I had one in the car because we were going out to dinner that night, but you didn't know that yet. Part of it was going to be hand you the card to do whatever, and it was going to be like, oh, man, this is it. Oh, thank you.
And I think part of me was pissed off at you because you didn't really say much to me that whole day. Like, I was thinking you were going to have, like, this big lovey-dovey speech for me. Like, I love you. You're the best wife in the world. Now, mind us, women, we all know men don't do this shit, but we can all dream. So, I'm thinking, like, okay, and then... like, happy birthday, I love you, thank you for taking care of my daughter so well, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, none of that.
Well, you know who I was working for at that time, too. On Saturdays, when there was shit I had to do, there's times where...
Okay.
Sometimes talking, if it was one of those days, I didn't have a whole lot. That wasn't, the easiest time. I was low man on the totem pole then. So, yeah, I get the cards... Had the plan. We're going out to dinner. We already had everything ready to go. Everything was planned on my side. We're doing dinner. You didn't know that yet, and I'm walking up and down the aisle, and it's one of those like the clearance aisles, and there's this. There it is. You were talking about getting a full body pillow, and for in bed. It'll help you maybe sleep. I saw it. I was like, she was just talking about one of these. Awesome. I'm gonna grab this. Go up to the counter, buy it, walk in the house. Hey, happy birthday, babe. And I hand it to you. And you look at it and you're like, did you just get this now? well, no, here's your card. And you read the card real quick. You're like, all right. Did you just stop and get all this now on the way home? Babe, here's the pillow. You open it up. You looked at it for like 2 seconds. And you got, I mean, it was like steam just shot out of your ears. And you looked at me, you bought me a broken fucking pillow? And I was like, what are you talking about? You ruined my fucking birthday. You bought me a piece of shit, cheap, broken pillow. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how in the hell can it be a broken foam pillow? It's a body pillow.
For clarification, yes, to any woman out there who should sit there and say, like, she should be so grateful that he did all this stuff for her. Yes, I was grateful, but at the same time, I was sleep deprived, so, yeah.
And she hit the nail on the head. I bought it 3 minutes before I showed up at the CVS 3 blocks away because I literally didn't get an actual gift for her. The gift was dinner that night where I had a card in the car, and the next thing I was going to tell her...
Was that to our favorite restaurant?
That was the Fuji's.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we were going to do Fuji's that night, but... I was like, babe, that's not it. That's not all of it. And you're like, I can't believe this.
No.
You need
to tell them what happened when you took the pillow out of the box.
So I then go to take the pillow out of the box. Like, she looks at it and go, you bought me a broken fucking pillow, and shoved it back in. I'm like, it's a foam pillow. What are you talking about? I took this pillow out of the box, and it was like literally, it was broken. Like, the foam was, like, somehow just ripped in half. And
no. It was, like, shredded.
Oh, yeah, and it folded over and flopped, and I was like, how in the fuck do I, out of all the fucking things on the shelf, buy a piece of foam piece of shit? It's a foam pillow that's literally a piece of shit. And it took you 1 second to look at it. You were so mad. You were fuming. And I'm like, but babe, that's not all of it, though. And you're like, I can't you ruined my fucking birthday. I'm like, but that's not all. You were like, I don't give a shit. You put no effort into it. You just stopped off right now and got me the card and this piece of shit broken pillow. And I'm like, but that's not the point.
Wait, now, was that the birthday that I did the piñata? Was that the same month that I did the birthday party?
I think this is the following year.
Okay.
Because I think the piñata one was our first one. This might have been the following year. This might have been when Bella was 1.5.
Okay.
Because that was the one when she was little, you did the piñata, you threw the party for me. Mm-hmm. And then I think the following year was your birthday actually fell on a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Because I came home from work on that Saturday and you already had that ready to go. And people came by and Rizzo drew on my fucking wall in the back, and then told John when they were walking up to go buy more beers, here, break my leg in this pothole. We'll sue the city, man. Like, what are you doing?
So your fantastic birthday was the year
Before,
yeah.
And I followed it up with what you saw, because you still didn't see the second part of it at that time, but for what you walked in to see, or I walked in to hand you, was a CVS like $3.99 card, just a cheap. I didn't really even be like, oh hey, wife card. Like I just reached up, grabbed one. I love you, Dave. That's it. Like Tara, I love you. Happy birthday, Dave. In that card, because the other one had the actual written message in it, in the car, and in the middle console. So when you walked in, there it was. Yeah. By the time you got in the car, I'm like, babe, well, see, there was already a card out here. You're like, I don't give a shit. You're like, I need to calm down still. I'm like, it was like an hour and a half ago, and you looked at me like, shut the fuck up. You bought me a broken fucking pillow. I'm going to return it. That was the most awkward return, too. I'm like, can I return this? They're like, oh, well, what's wrong with it? Nothing. Tip top. This is great quality stuff here. It's probably one. I don't know if it was in the as seen on TV aisle.
Yes, it was.
But I was like, God, I gotta stop sucking so hard at this shit. You put thought and effort into it. It's just like I walk past, like, yeah, that'll do. I couldn't even get last year. What did I fuck up? What was that? Or was it this year? Mother's Day, where I had multiple flower stuff set up for you. Gifts with that I have like the Reese Piece and Oreos, but I didn't get you double stuffed Oreos, and you woke up like he bought me the wrong fucking. You did it again, but then as it went on, you took more steps through the house. You're like, oh yeah, he got me more than that. And there's more here. Okay, yeah, he doesn't suck. So I've actually gotten a couple occasions correct. Yeah. A couple out of the possible 130, I've gotten like 5 right. And then your first Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I did that one with Bella. I did like one of those...
foot molds?
Yeah, the mold of her foot, her name. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, the following year, right around her first birthday, I got you the Phil's Pizza in the shape of a heart.
Yeah, you did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the car.
I love how you were going to put the car in there.
And the car at the same time. And I kind of mushed it all together. It's not like you needed one anyway, right? I mean,
yeah,
hey, yeah, I got your car. It's like I needed a car for your daughter to be safe in. Like, what else are you supposed to do? Am I supposed to ride a bicycle? Put her on the back of a moped.
Or walk her everywhere,
Yeah.
For the most part, this man is very good. When I want something, for the most part, like 97% of the time, he doesn't say no. The other 3%, I just buy it anyways, and he just ends up paying for it, so it evens itself out. But
these aren't reasons why I'm bald or gray. These aren't reasons why my hairline is receding quickly.
No. That's the poor reaction time and react poorly.
I don't have overreactions. Just I react poorly.
or how about the what's the thing I tell you all the time? You did the nice thing. That I know you hate that.
Where you buy the flowers and you come home like, oh Dave, you did the nice thing. Like, oh yeah.
No, you started that.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, so I threw myself under the bus.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you continue the trend of always doing it now that you know I hate it. Like, I hate when you say that because I actually have been trying to buy you flowers more often and showing up out of nowhere for no reason for flowers.
Like flowers. They're kind of my thing.
Because she's a chick,
Not all girls like flowers. I'm just saying.
The ones that usually have vaginas.
I like them because I think they make you they make you happy personally, but that's just me.
And plus, too, it's what you grew up around.
Yeah, I know.
You've told me that's a thing why you like the flowers, too, is because your grandpa would always just bring them home, and you were used to that kind of thing happening between husband and wife. Yeah, but
a lot of times, it was, my grandma, he would buy things for my grandmother. It would be, diamond bracelets. I mean, obviously.
Right, but They had that stuff. I'm just saying, just coming home with flowers
He
for no
did.
reason, you were used to seeing that often.
Yeah.
You know, just every couple weeks or every whatever, you know, or she wanted to do it, she'd do it. But then you were saying he would just show up with flowers.
Well, the vase, the vase that's over here, that was the vase she would always use when he would bring her flowers.
Okay. I didn't get you those flowers that are in it.
No, you did give me the really nice
I
one.
did the nice thing with that one.
Yeah,
There.
but you did the oh God, for Christmas ones. Those were super nice and they lasted forever.
Those were really, and I bought those ones kind of on accident. I liked originally the ones that were right next to them with the display they had with it. They had the lilies or what, lilacs or whatever that I said.
No.
There were the red ones
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
white.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to get those ones, but I'm like, they look like they're going to be dying soon. They look like they're withering with the white lilacs, right? Or am I wrong
No,
with what
that's
they are?
not lilacs. That's lilies.
They're
baby.
lilies. So the
Yeah.
white lilies, you could already tell were on their way on the back end, it looked like. So I was like, I'm not doing these ones. I went back, I saw those red ones. I'm like, I know you're not a big fan of the red, but they had the white little things in there as well.
But that's the thing. It wasn't like red. It was like an orange, like pinky,
Yeah.
like
and
red. It was
but I
very
just, because
unique.
I know you're not just a big fan of like red flowers.
No, I hate red flowers.
But I looked at them like they just seemed so Christmassy and they smelled good. I'm like, you know what? I'm going with it. I have a good feeling with these ones. I really like the way that the other ones looked with the lilies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I the L word. And
Lilacs are the pretty purple flowers that smell fantastic.
okay, so then the with the white open like a star.
They,
lilies.
yeah, and then they look like they have like yellow
yeah,
little.
they like over
alien-
they
yeah.
loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, I'm
They're
gonna
the
go
flower
for
of
these
death,
ones.
but yes.
Super. Yeah, and went with those ones, and yeah, those lasted literally like 10 days
Yeah, they lasted a really really long time.
because I got those ones before Christmas,
Yeah.
and then I got the other ones for the anniversary. On our anniversary, because I went to the gym, and I had the plan in place to go to the gym, and on the way home, stop and go get the other stuff that I had planned. It's the only day I can really get out to where I'm not just sneaking out of the house for no reason. Because why would you need to go to the store, Dave? You know, I can go to the gym that day. It made sense. Everything, and all right, I did my quick workout. Nobody was, in the areas where like tonight. I was in and out in like 35 minutes. There was nobody in my area touching any of the stuff I was touching, and it was one of those where I'm like, all right, cool, I can get the Jewel, get the 2 or 3 things I need to do, and then be able to come home. Because what else did I get you? I got you the flowers.
You got a bunch of like snacks and stuff like that.
No, that was for Christmas. That was a Christmas one with those, and I got the gingerbread houses and like snacks and stuff for movies. But anniversary, I grabbed wood.
Yeah.
I grabbed the wood. I grabbed something else when we were there too. Didn't I grab something to drink? Oh, did I grab? I thought I grabbed something else that you liked. Did I get you chips and stuff too, or was that the week before?
That was the week before.
I know I went in there, I thought, for more than just cards and a flower. And wood. Well, whatever. But, stopped off, got that for you. And then, we had our date night for our anniversary dinner.
Which was phenomenal.
Went out and
I
got
ate my oh god.
Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been what? 3 years since we've been there? 4 years? Close to
That
probably
soup,
4
and
years.
it's- I
Is
literally
it more than that? I think the last time we were there, we let my parents know we were pregnant with Connor.
No, we've said this, but I thought we went. No, maybe we might have.
It was either because I thought it was when we went with my parents was the last time we went.
Maybe.
So was that either Connor or were we getting pregnant with Dean at the time?
Maybe Dean. That was always like the anniversary thing. Like that was
Yeah.
always a place we went to like on our anniversary. Not just to we didn't go there just to go to have dinner because it is. It's not super expensive, but it's good food.
Yeah, it's good food. It's good hibachi.
Filling.
Yeah, it's a good Japanese steakhouse.
I don't
Good
care that
hibachi.
salad, man. Give me a bowl of that. I'll eat that. That ginger dressing, I will eat that all day long.
And you love their soup.
I do like their soup a lot. Although it changed since last, like the new, it used
put
to be
the-
more broth.
More broth, less noodles, and they put a lot of noodles in there. These tiny little, look like worms.
They weren't bad though.
Oh, they were good. Yeah, it was definitely good.
Unless we were supposed to get that beforehand. we just got shortchanged.
Every time we got there, they just
Yeah.
put the tiniest scoop in for us. Yeah. That was definitely a long time coming, but granted, there was, a good 2 years in between. We couldn't have gone.
No.
We were down in Florida.
Ah, beautiful Florida. Don't get me started.
Yeah, it's just not the same. It's not the same Florida.
No, I know. Well, look at what happened in Panama City the other
Panama
day.
City, and just in general, that's happened over the last several years.
I know. We've talked about this.
No hurricane's been there since like
But
1920.
see, here's the thing: we've said it'd be a different situation if we would have bought when in
Connor,
17.
when Connor was born, and
Right?
the last
17?
in 17, when 17 into 18, we were pregnant with Dean. We went down there the last time when it was me, you, Connor, and Belle.
Uh-huh.
We went down there. We made the last trip. You did your stay at your grandparents. We went to Disney as a quick one. That's when I still talked to Train. I think he got us 2 tickets in. We had to buy 2 tickets or whatever it was, and I think he gave us 2 adult tickets, so we bought 2 kid tickets.
Yeah.
So we were able to use that type of stuff.
No, because
Oh, but we didn't have to pay for
was
Connor.
free. Connor
'Cause
was free.
Connor was free because he was like 8 months old.
yeah.
So all we did was just kind of walk around with him.
Didn't we do something with Dean and Tessie and say they were twins and they were the same age?
Yeah.
And
First time we went down there, we did
Yeah.
that. And then the second time, they talked a lot more. So it's like, yeah, we just got to buy it.
Yeah. Well, that was the last time we took them
Last year.
last year.
So, pretty much about this time last year.
Yeah. It was. It was like January 7th.
Yeah, it was just right that first into the second week of January.
That was fantastic. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
They did it. They enjoyed it.
Because the first time we went down at the end of 21, masks still everything.
Oh, that
had to
was
wear a
terrible.
mask this. You had to keep distance here. Hey, there's a princess, but stay 20 feet away from her and just wave. It's like, really? Like, this is not what I was expecting when we came down here. Like, God damn it. And then, like, 2 weeks later, whoa, we're lifting the ban. Like, seriously.
I know. I felt so bad for the kids because they wanted to hug Mickey for the members because we did Chef Mickey.
Yeah.
And they
you
wouldn't
had
even
to-
come
you had to
by
stay,
them.
Seriously, you had to stay like 10 feet away, and they just waved from a distance, and you can stand on an angle to be taking a picture where you're standing off to the side of them and
But
in
then
front of
when
them.
when we went took them this last time, where was that? Was that the Caribbean? It was part of like.
I can't remember the place that we did go to, but it was
fantastic.
Really good food. It was a big buffet.
It was
everywhere.
like the first place we took Bella. Do you remember that place with my
Yeah.
grandma?
That was the Floridian.
Was it the Floridian?
That was the Floridian where we went there, and it
That
was a
was
buffet,
phenomenal.
and that was in there in the park. This one was not in the park, was it?
No.
This one was just outside the park,
Yeah.
and then it was like from there it was like 15, 20 minutes, and then we were at Magic Kingdom. And yeah, the food in there was really good. I put it on par with when we went to the Floridian for that one, because then when we went back the second time with your grandma to the Floridian, it turned
With
into
Citrus.
that.
That was Citrus, and that was terrible.
And yeah, that was the one where they're
Disney
like, okay,
princesses. But we were supposed. Remember that we got screwed on that because we were supposed to go to the castle and do the princess thing.
yeah, and it got all messed up, and they started doing it there, and they're like, okay, what do you want for your? You got to pick your meal. It's like, all of this looks like crap, and they're like, okay, in your drink you get a mimosa, a water, or this. It's like, I don't want any of that. Can't I pick? There's no nothing else to drink. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And then like the kids' drinks, it's like you get a juice, you get this, and then here's your meal. You get a scrambled egg or a pancake. It's like, last time we paid this kind of money, I can go up there 53 times if I wanted
Oh my
to,
gosh, I
and just
know.
keep getting food and sausage and
I
eggs
know.
and pancakes and a waffle and fruit, and just keep going back up there until I was
Chef Mickey's
full.
isn't bad. Like Chef Mickey's is not bad. I just feel like
Except what they did that time. The original Chef Mickey's, prior to the COVID bullshit, where they're like, well, here's your stuff. They bring you like a bullshit
I didn't like
bucket of
that.
food.
I hated that.
to where it's like you don't get to go up to the buffet anymore because you're going to die of this
But
COVID.
when we went last year, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
All the characters came by. At least I think a couple times actually.
Yeah, everybody kept coming through, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to be able to go and enjoy that and have them have the experience they missed out on the time before, because that did suck. I was sitting there like, I'm disappointed. Like, we're here, you're spending the same
Yeah.
amount of money as you would be, but you got to keep a distance between you and these people in a goddamn costume.
I remember the mask.
Like, are you
it was like,
kidding
oh, you
me?
have
You
to
got to
wear
wear the mask inside. You got to make that. It's like, What the really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, if you're outside of it, in the park and you're on the outside, you don't need to wear a mask. You can sneeze on everybody that walks by you, but no one cares.
That was the thing when I took
moment you
Tessie to
walk
go see the
inside
princesses.
doors, yeah.
She had
And we were standing in line, and even in line, Dean wanted to take his thing off. He kept pulling it down. You got to put it up there, buddy. Then Connor, buddy, you got to keep it on. And they're just breathing in the goddamn thing, and it's,
I know.
just such a pain in the ass. I'm glad we did go back at the beginning of last year and kind of make up for it all, and it was just like it used to be.
Yeah, except it was super over expensive and
Yeah,
the
but I mean that's
experience
just
isn't
still
the
what
same,
Disney is. It's just expensive and overpriced.
No, but there's still a difference between when we took Bella when she was a kid and when we took the kids last year. There's still a difference, I think, experience wise. I think it's. I feel like the Disney magic's gone.
Yeah. I think too, just even for us.
Yeah.
There is a different feel, and again, it just.
I would like to take the kids when they're older. Like Tessie's like 12.
I know where Dean's going to be the whole time. Where the frickin' race car place is.
Oh,
you
God.
get in the cars and you just zoom around, or then, yeah. I remember even walking by, he's like, I try? I'm like, buddy, you're too small. Like, damn, that would be fun for him. He would love that.
Or
but
the
he
train.
was too short.
Or how they have the train that'll take you around the park.
Okay, yeah. But that's, again, he probably has to be a certain height to be in there to sit in those seats. Because, again, he was too small to be on Dumbo by himself.
I know he was.
Same thing with Tessie. You had to be on there with him.
She liked that Dumbo.
Yeah, and, the only one who was able to ride really by themselves was Connor. Or not Connor, Bella. I had to ride with Connor and Dean. Or you had to sit with one of them. They couldn't sit by themselves. Connor did the last time.
Yeah.
But Dean and Tess couldn't. They had to sit with me and you. And again, Bella got put off in another one in front of us and, trying to fit Connor in there.
Had a great time, though.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of fun. I still remember one of my favorite pictures is when we were waiting in line. Your grandma was with us for the Dumbo ride.
Yeah.
And she's got her hands on my cheek. And then there was the one where we were waiting out there and she was napping on me and the princesses were getting ready to come by.
Oh, my God.
And she woke up and just started cold cocking me in the face. And that lady was standing next to us like, oh, my God. I was like, yeah.
My grandma laughed her ass off.
Your grandma was laughing so hard. Like, I have never seen her do anything like this. This is crazy. And Bella, look, it's Tinkerbell. What? And like, she just immediately looked and smiled and was like, oh, hi, Tinkerbell. Oh, hi, Cinderella.
I saw her and she was like.
Because she was crying so hard and Tinkerbell was like, oh. And the hands on the cheek thing and looking at her. And like, Bella's face went from like, I'm going to keep punching Daddy to, Tinkerbell. I was like, thank you, Tinkerbell. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, they're funny.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was a different time, though. Because, I mean, when we went down there, that time when Connor was, like, 8 months old.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Freezing.
Yeah, we were down there with that, but that's when we really...
Yeah, but we went down before, around that time with Bella, and it wasn't as cold. Like, we just had a really bad... When we went that one time, we had a really bad cold front.
It was that day, because we stayed down there for a couple days in Florida. And, like, 2 days later, it was nice out.
I know.
And we were outside.
What do they say? Winter, where it's hit or miss? It's like frozen iguana will fall out of a tree, or, it'll be 85 degrees in 3
85
hours.
the next day. Like the rain they get. All right, the summer, it's going to rain today. All right, for 4 minutes, and then be 140 degrees.
No, you're not even remembering. Like,
oh, yeah.
On one block, it'll be raining.
Across
and
the
then
street, it'll be raining, and on my side, it's sunny as shit. Yeah, but I remember when we got back from Florida during that, Christmas, New Year's trip when he was 8 months old, that's when we really sat down and I looked at what our bills are, what our, because we had the car payments, we had some credit cards, and then we looked at, okay, what would insurance be for the family, because you were pregnant with Dean, we're going to have, a family of 5. We had a family of 5 that we were doing to try to estimate, or estimate what are possible, and you think the numbers you were coming up with was like 600 to 750. And, based on that, what kind of house can we afford then and still have enough money to make sure we could do what we got to do? And we were always like $400 short. And that was always like we do, try to estimate on the high side to make sure everything makes sense. And it's like, we just can't afford a house. And that's when a nice house would have been, $215,000 to $225,000. Because it never, at that point, it was still.
Depending on the area. I think it's still what it
Right,
costs.
but we were still looking into Land O'Lakes type stuff.
I know.
Or
So I thought your
what
pile was
it?
at $250 probably.
St. Mary, or what was that other place on the Orlando side?
Up, wasn't it by like the lake or something like that? Like up, yeah.
It was something something Mary.
Jen told us about it, right?
No, we found that one. It was something Mary, Lake Mary, something like that. And then on the other side, Tampa, we were always Land O'Lakes. And the houses that we would have needed, 3-bedroom, 2-bath type house, were in the $200,000 to $235,000 range that we would have needed to be able to get by with. And it just, we just couldn't get it, to fit it in. But it's like, shit, if we just made the move happen and just did it, that $225,000 house now is worth $450,000.
Oh, yeah.
It literally would have doubled for no reason. Nothing would have changed. We could have updated nothing in the house, but maybe painted the bedrooms. And did it myself and upgraded 0 things in the house. That house would have been, during that early 2022, would have gone for $450,000. We would have been able to literally double the price on that. Probably go rent somewhere, wait for everything to start crashing out, and then leave. And walk away with like $250,000 in our pocket. And yeah, but then even while we were there, that Florida doesn't exist anymore, though.
No, I know it doesn't.
Homeowners insurance from when we first even went down there at the end of 2021, you were getting, it was like $1,800. With, what was it, kin?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, halfway through, we were there 6 months, and it went up to $2,200. And you're like, all right, well, I'm already paid up to a certain point, so just, you're going to have to send me the bill when it's due by the next whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all right, well, hey, the CDD's going up, and it's like...
Oh, those are the other things we didn't know about in Florida, was the HOAs?
HOA, CDD type stuff, compared to like when you're, up here up north.
There's an HOA, but there's
you have
nothing
an HOA,
like it in Florida.
and you understand, like, all right, there's going to be some rules. We like certain fences that are installed, or... if you're going to put a pool in, we got to, make sure it's going to be something that, we all agree upon. You're putting it in the right spot for the...
Some of these HOAs were ridiculous. You have to get pre-approval to pull out your own front yard.
Yeah, you got to have these type of bushes because that isn't what the builder expected. Like, fuck the builder. Is he paying the fucking rent, the mortgage, the fucking bills? Is he cleaning out in front of my house? You left toys out in front. I have kids. Well, no one was, they could fucking hit you with a fucking, a fine for leaving your garage door open and you not being in your garage or on your driveway. You had to keep your garage door closed at all times unless you were coming in or out. And it's like that's
or prior
why is
authorization
that?
to paint your own house.
Yeah, if I want to change the color of my house.
It has to fit the color scheme or else you can't do it.
If your grass was too long by 1/4 of an inch, it looked too shabby. If the grass was dying.
Now, mind you, this was not like some sort of uppity type, ritzy area. This was like your normal run-of-the-mill, like...
Yeah, just HOA, just normal community. It was a nice looking thing.
But here's the kicker.
And that's the thing, too. They always say, well, did you read the bylaws?
I'm not sifting through 45 pages of bylaws,
Who
thank
reads
you.
that shit? Well, it's in there. It should be about, hey, just don't do dumb shit. We don't let you park. Yeah, we don't let you park an RV in the driveway. We don't let you store your boat in the driveway. It's like, yeah, okay, I get that stuff. Keep it uniform. Don't have stuff like that.
But here's the other thing.
If your bumper went up past your spot
got a fine.
And covered just an inch over where the sidewalk was.
Before now they started to tow people. Your car couldn't be this and do that.
And they would tow them outside of the proper hours too, from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. They're not towable hours yet. Cars are consistently getting towed out of there. Like, damn, I mean, this is rough. You couldn't put your own car, your tire couldn't be on your own grass at all. They can come by like, yeah, you're illegally parking in your own driveway.
And then the other thing was, this, like I said, the CDD fees, which as the builder decided to build more houses because Florida's, whatever, the CDD fees went from like, okay, manageable, we can handle this. Now it makes, because what it does, it takes the CDD fee and the taxes and it incorporates it together. So now your taxes that were like, okay, we're manageably $3,000, $4,000. Some of these people are like $7,000, $8,000, and it's like, are you kidding me?
But now the taxes are going up for some reason. The taxes themselves are going up. Didn't you just show me some of that stuff too?
Because
the taxes?
they combine the CDD fee.
Well, no, I'm just saying, even their normal taxes outside of that have gone up. And then, we're going up, there's a 20% increase in the CDD. It's like, why would the CDD need to increase for people who've already gotten the house?
Because more people, the builder doesn't want to expense it. So
because that should go on to the new houses being built. Only those people. Why should you get hit more when they want to build more houses? It has nothing to do with you. You've already now been built in. That's where it's, again, just scams. Like down there, hey, $5,000 we spent on Christmas lights for the entrance. It's like, I could have went to fucking Home Depot and spent $150 on the same amount of lights, and it would have looked just as shitty. And they spent $5,000 on that out of the HOA fucking money.
And even the pool half the time was broken down and whatever.
Stuff didn't work right, and the chairs around there were broken.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shit.
Florida is beautiful, and here's the kicker for me. Florida will always be home for me. You cannot sit there and tell me anything above or beyond that.
Yeah, I miss it, especially when it snows here now, and it's not snowing in Florida, even though there's tornadoes now. Yeah.
Or just a frozen iguana or two will fall on your head. Although I never saw that. I never saw one fall out of a tree.
But we only were down there for like 5 days worth of it being in those temperatures. Last year it hit at the end of January for like 5 days, where it went from like 34 degrees was the low one day down to like 28, 30, 29. Yeah, and then like 33, 35, and then back to 50.
But here's the thing. Even as a kid, I grew up down there, and I never saw that. Granted, we were in Fort Myers, the beach side, but we're Naples and stuff. But I never.
Yeah, but how cold did it get? You were just 3 hours south.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So now, where we were at there on the Tampa spot, it was a little bit colder than it would have been down there by quite a few degrees. Just like where, if it's going to be a low of 50 in Tampa, and that cold front is now going to be a low of 40 in Panama. And if it's 30 by us, it's going to be 25 or 20 up there, where it's like, shit, it might actually get like freezing tonight. For a day or two, like we got it. And then, okay, it passed us. We're going to get back to our 45 is the low maybe, and then 70 during the day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Florida what do I always say? What do I say?
It was like a vacation.
I call it it was an extended vacation.
Yeah, we went down there and pretty much, took the pay cut to go down there, but everything made sense at the time. Everything lined up, but there were so many unforeseeable things that we had no idea about. Mm. The
car insurance doubling, tripling
was ridiculous, and I worked for a company that did insurance. And it was like, oh yeah, you're gonna get the
employee discount.
The employee discount. All right, cool.
$50 off.
I got like 30 cents. All right, can I get like the corner office discount now or something? Like, come on, what is this shit? And it was ridiculous how expensive.
But then the problem was that because of the hurricanes and because of all the natural
disasters and. It just.
We were losing our coverage because the company that he had.
They pulled out.
They pulled out. Yeah. So it was like,
even though one of their places is in Florida, they pulled out of Florida. It's like that doesn't make sense.
Because it was like, we had to have our deductible at a decent pay and
a pretty high amount.
And we had to have our liabilities low because our payouts low because it kept everything down.
So it was affordable.
Yeah.
And it just, it turned into a situation where, I mean, Florida priced you out. It just isn't the
And
same
I think
Florida.
some people are noted. I think people are realizing that now. Because you'll see a lot more houses that, like, were on the market that people bought. And it's like, oh, you'll see they just bought them. And you're like, they just bought these.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a shame where you see on some of those pages on there, hey, I'm looking to do I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in the Tampa area, and it needs to be, in the under $250,000. What town should I look in? And people are like, I don't know, like Neverland, like making jokes like it doesn't exist, unless you're looking for a shack that isn't livable.
Or in certain areas that
You're going to talk about, in impoverished area where it's like, you don't really want to live there if you're talking, down by Ruskin or something, or the inner parts of it, like, it's not going to be the best area.
I know. Or you're not even, that's the other thing.
But that still is going to cost a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Like, you're in Florida and, like, Gainesville. Like, that was cheaper to live into, but there's no water.
You're 2 hours away from Tampa.
Yeah,
or more, 2.5 hours or so.
More.
But it's like, all right, now you got to do something out by Gainesville. It's like, well, you're still in the middle of, Hickville.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing out there. It's a college town where it's like, this sucks. It's sad that what our dream was to get down there to do shifted that quickly once really COVID shit hit. And when everybody went there and that became the place to go, everyone who had business there was like, hey, let's really take advantage of this, since we know people are coming here, and there's really just only an upside for us. They're going to get here, and either they're going to do what they have to do to stay, or they're going to fail, and they're going to have to figure out, okay, now what do I do? Because we don't have anywhere else to go now. And that's kind of what it is. They just price you out, and they put it in their pockets, and it's a big shame.
But even like I said it, I'm like, even groceries down there were way more expensive than they are up here. Like, milk was there was no 2 for $5 at Jewel. It doesn't exist. It was $5. That's it.
Not Jewel. Publix?
I'm saying Jewel has a 2 for $5.
Oh yeah, I thought you were saying
no.
At Jewel.
Publix. Yeah, Publix was ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, Publix, and then
bread was like
Winn-Dixie, and they didn't really have. It really wasn't a good situation that you could foresee.
My grandma used to tell me that the groceries were more expensive down there, but I didn't really think it was that bad. But it was like, oh.
Yeah. It sucks. It was a big gut punch to like, okay, what do we got to do to make it work now? Because this is the shit you can't really plan for until you're there and you go, oh shit, this wasn't part of what we foreseen.
Yep.
We were thinking about normal bills and estimating, what our gas and electric would be, and then going down there, it's going to be okay. Lots more. It's all electric, so we got to make that work. And then
I hated that electric stove.
Then estimating, okay, our car insurance up here, our car insurance down there, it's going to be roughly about the same. So we would just estimate it the same when it went up $250. It went from $230 here to like $550 there.
I know.
Wait, what just happened?
Yep.
And then we were able to do a couple things, get a couple discounts to get it down into like the $420 range. But right as we were coming back up, all of a sudden it's like the perfect timing, because we would have had to shop around for car insurance. So we would have went back up into the the mid fives when it was already hard to pay for shit. All of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, now we're adding another $120 onto your normal monthly bills. Your monthly bills. It's just, it sucks. It doesn't even feel like the same vacation spot, because even then when we were down there and becoming like, no, we're Floridians now, and you look around, you're like, it doesn't even feel the same as we would come down here and do all the same stuff. There's just seems to be a different feel. Like there's just too many people. It's a different feel of, man, it doesn't even feel the same. Going to do this stuff, you're like, it feels weird with what's here and how it's happening, and it kind of just felt different. It's not like we were Floridians from the start to finish, but even when we'd go and visit, it'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. And then you live there and you're like,
Although the palm
what's
trees are
happening
fantastic.
here?
Seeing the palm trees every day was
Yeah,
fantastic.
palm trees, and when you go there, you can smell the ocean and toes in the sand. It's just, I miss it. And it's about regrouping and seeing what our end result is going to end up being down the line.
Like I tell you, yeah,
We got to go back to our original plan but is Florida going to be any better, or will it continue to get worse down the line? Is Florida even going to be something that we want down the line? Because it sucks, because it really did change that much to where
Orange Beach, Alabama.
switch it up a bit, because now you got Panama that just gets toasted here, and there's really no good spot anymore to go and enjoy. Everything keeps getting hit by hurricanes, or now you're talking tornadoes, and it's just a continual disaster.
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah, but then who knows when all of a sudden the hurricanes are going to be back on track where they used to come up the coast. Seems like that just ceased to exist, and it's just directing right at Tampa and stuff now, in areas where there haven't been hurricanes in 100 years. Now it's like, oh yeah, back-to-back years. Let's see what happens this September. Is it going to happen the same way again, where out of nowhere it just curves and like, no, we're going to do a 180 here and just come right back in, and we're going to hit Tampa again. It's like it's being generated. But, I miss it. I miss what it used to be. I miss the excitement every year of, all right, this year we're going to go down. Until we had too many kids in a row. I'm just saying, kind of like when we had Connor, and then it was Dean, and then you're pregnant with Tessie. We couldn't just keep making that same trip down. And then, because we were going routine. What was it, like 8 out of 9 years we went down? Mm-hmm. We didn't go down, I think, the summer before, or the winter before Connor. Or did we? No, we went down when you were pregnant with Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the boat incident.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another one. Some good clam chowder. But, yeah, I mean, that was there, and then we went down, because your grandparents then came up. Mm-hmm. We went down, and then when they went down that spring... Wait, how did that go? No, that's when they finally came back up, because your grandpa had the stroke.
Oh, yeah.
They had the stroke because we went down there when you were pregnant with Connor, and then he had the stroke, and you went back down there prior to him being born. You went down there in, like, February? Mm-hmm. You were, like, 30 weeks or something?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't recommend this. And you went down there, and you were helping out for, like, a good week or so. Was it a week or 2 weeks?
It was a week.
Week. And
I did get all the Waffle House I wanted.
Yeah, I came back and I tried to surprise you. I painted like what Connor's room was going to be, and put his crib stuff together, and kind of did all that, ready to go for you. And then so then when they finally came back up from Florida, they didn't go down that year, so we went down and just used their place for the couple days we had, and then went around doing our sites and all that kind of stuff. We have, with it, so yeah, but I mean, time flies. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy to think how quickly all those visits and all those trips and all that, when Bella was little and itty bitty, until Connor went down in itty bitty, and the next time we all make it down as a family, the family as a large part, the elongated part, it isn't there. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. With your grandma, and then bringing your grandpa down, and then having that, it's like, it's crazy how it flies by. But I definitely enjoyed all those, late December trips out of the snow down to the beaches. But that was a lot of fun. Well, thank you for joining me on my first guest. And we will get back to any more deep dives coming up soon and keep the conversations rolling. All right, everybody, take care.